Hello everyone, I've got a walkthrough on how to beat this week's weekly mutation, and that is War is Hell. Char is ablaze. Increased volcanic activity has made the planet even more hazardous than before. Keep your eyes on the enemy, and always remember, don't stand in the fire. The co-op mission is Void Thrashing. First mutation is Scorched Earth. Enemy units set the terrain on fire upon death. The second is Lava Burst. Lava periodically bursts from the ground at random locations and deals damage to player, air, and ground units. The third is Evasive Maneuvers. Enemy units teleport a short distance away upon taking damage. Possible 185,000 bonus experience by beating this on Brutal difficulty. And we're going to be playing with Vorazun for this walkthrough, and my teammate is going to be Abathur. And once again, it is on Brutal difficulty. Okay, so we're going to hop into the replays here, since we have already defeated this weekly mutation. And I ended up with a Mastery level 104 Abathur player, but I mean the extra bonus levels above 90 don't actually do anything. They're just for looks and extra, just to show how much more you've played co-op missions than anyone else. Okay, so we're just going to be focusing on getting our economy nice and strong from the beginning here. So I'm just working on pumping out probes, and right after I got to the 14 out of 15 supply mark, I put down my first pylon, just to help me not get supply blocked. And my teammate is bringing his drone out here, and this is actually kind of important because what he does, he's going to bring out another one of these drones in a second. He's going to start using his whatever they're called. Oh, I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll tell you in 1 second here, but Toxic Nests, yeah, there we go. Yeah, he's going to use Toxic Nests over here to help take out enemies in this area, and that's actually really important. So if you're doing this with your friend and your friend's playing as Abathur, have them try to take out the units over here with Toxic Nest right from the beginning. It actually works out really well because, I mean, it's just really easy to just take those guys out, and you don't have to do really any work except for just drop these free Toxic Nests down. And then if by random chance they happen to spawn a Locust, that's great because that does even more damage for you. Okay, and then right after I built this pylon and got a couple more probes out, I threw down both of the automated assimilators, or orbital assimilators that is, because they automatically collect gas for you. So you want to throw those down early and get the early income that way. Okay, and then I threw down the forge after getting those, and then now I'm throwing down the gateway. And then now the forge is just about done here. I'm going to take my probe over here. Here, let's go into structures. Okay, I'm going to take my probe over here, and then I'm going to throw down a pylon right here. Then I'll throw down a photon cannon here, and then another photon cannon right here. In just a moment here. And yes, the lava can actually hit your structures here. So you may get unlucky a couple times. Like this one just barely missed my pylon. But yeah, you may get unlucky and you might lose the pylon or your photon cannons. But if you do, just rebuild and try it again. It's probably the fastest way you're going to be able to take out these rocks unless you use your Shadow Guard. And I want to save my Shadow Guard for a little bit later to take out my teammates' rocks and then take out this main objective. So that's what I'm saving those for. And as soon as these photon cannons are done, then we're going to focus down this rock here and then these two rocks. And I'll use the shift click command so that these will just automatically start attacking the next set of rocks after the main ones are destroyed here. I'll show you that in just a moment. I think I'm going to focus on this enemy wave. And my teammate's doing a good job right here. One of his Toxic Nests spawned one of these Locusts, and then he also brought his other Roach over here. Just barely managed to save our Dark Pylon. And as you can see, now they're going to focus on this rock here, and then they're going to focus on the side rocks. Same thing with this photon cannon right there. Okay, after I threw down the gateway, I threw down the Cybernetics core. And I deployed my Shadow Guard on my teammates' rocks to help him take these out. And I'll finish out these rocks right there. Then I'm going to bring all of these Shadow Guard guys up over to the Void Thrasher, which is going to spawn in just a moment here. Okay, and now we're just finishing off these rocks right there. These guys should be going in just a moment here. Okay, we're taking out the rest of these units. And now we're going to finish off that Void Thrasher. Okay, there we go. Okay, and we just started getting ground weapons level 1. That's the first tech we're getting. And after we've got the Cybernetics core, we threw down the Twilight Council. And now we're taking out these side rocks. and finally throwing down our expansion Nexus. And we're going to start rallying all of our probes down to this mineral line because we have already saturated our main. And I just started getting warp gate research here. My Shadow Guard ran out, but my teammate brought one roach down here just to finish out the Void Thrasher, which will be dead in that last hit right there. Okay, now I'm getting ground armor level 1. Throwing down 2 more forge. And also 2 more gateways. Okay, we got another enemy wave coming in here. This time, however, we're a little bit more prepared. We've got 2 photon cannons down. I've got a Centurion out here. I made one just a little while ago. And my teammate has a roach right here waiting for this enemy wave coming in here. Okay, now we got all the forge down. I threw all 3 forge in the hotkey 9. Put the Twilight Council on hotkey 0. If I happen to get the Centurion upgrades, which throughout this whole walkthrough I will not. But if you do, I mean, you definitely can if you're going to be using more Centurions than I'm going to be using. But I end up using all my extra minerals for like Pylons, and then I build more gateways later on. But yes, if you play better than I'm playing and you happen to still have excess minerals at that point, then use them on Centurions. Get the upgrades from Twilight Council. Okay, and still getting armor level 1. I just turned these 2 extra gateways into warp gates, so I got 3 warp gates going here. And we've just got our Dark Shrine down after the Twilight Council, and I queued up Shadow Fury first, then Void Stasis, then Blink. And I also chrono boosted this Dark Shrine, and I'm chrono boosting this armor upgrade right here. And still all while working with both of these Nexuses to saturate this expansion mineral line. Okay, now I'm finally starting to warp in some Dark Templar. And I'm saving time stop for this first area that we're going to attack. And if you take your time, if you do it just right, you should be able to use time stop. Take out the first wave, or the next wave that comes from right here. It'll come into this area. And right when you're going to attack right here, you'll be able to take out the wave and this area of Void Thrashers at the same time. Okay, my unit should be helping, but I didn't focus my Dark Templar quite yet, but I do use Black Hole right here to suck up some of those units to help my teammates, Brutalists, kind of blast their way through. Okay, here comes that enemy wave I was talking about, and I'm going to use Time Stop right when they get right here, and I'm also going to deploy Shadow Guard. Okay, I'm just going to focus off these units right here. I'm not going to worry about these guys up here, and then we're going to move down here and start taking out the rest of these guys. Meanwhile, we're going to get ground weapons level 2 and shields level 1 going. I threw down 2 more gateways, so now we're going to have 5, and then I threw down our 2 stargates now, and we'll throw those into hotkey 4. Okay, we're still attacking the stuff over here, and this Void Thrasher is going to fall, and then we're going to finish off this Void Thrasher right here. Okay, and now I just queued up our ground armor level 2. And we're finally saturated at our expansion, so now we're going to have really good income going. And I'm going to throw down a couple more photon cannons over here, just because I have extra minerals. And eventually I will use those extra minerals for more pylons, so we have more supply. Okay, and then we're going to take all of our Dark Templar back down over this way, and get them up right over there. Okay, and I finally do start making some Corsairs, and with these extra resources I'm going to throw down a fleet beacon with this probe right here. Okay, we just about have Blink researched from our Dark Shrine. Okay, the fleet beacon's going down. Once the fleet beacon is down, we're going to research Disruption Web, and then after we get Disruption Web, we're going to get the ability that allows Corsairs to be permanently cloaked. And as you can see, I lost that pylon finally, so now my photon cannons are not powered anymore, but I'm going to throw down pylons at both areas. Right here is, if they're really close to where your gas is, these, whatever they're called, let's see, lava bursts. Yeah, the lava bursts, they shouldn't target right in this area right here. You should be safe if you place buildings down in this area. But anything right here, that's free game for the lava burst to destroy your stuff. Okay, now we're getting shields level 2. We're done with the Dark Shrine upgrades. I'm chrono boosting the fleet beacon now so I can get Disruption Web before I attack this next area. and we're actually going to wait until we have time stop to blast into this next area, and we will take out this enemy wave. My units are out of place, so I'm going to use this dark pylon and use recall to recall these units back to the front line. I was just waiting to see where this enemy wave was going to go, and as you can see, I used recall. I grabbed those units which were right there, and now my units are in place. Okay, here comes that enemy wave. Okay, and we're just going to attack command essentially right into them, and my teammate's going to do the same thing. Going to use the dark pylons cloaking to our advantage. Should be able to take these guys out just fine. And anything that's cloaked while playing with a Vorazun commander gets increased damage, so all my teammates' units get increased damage while they're in that cloaking. As you can see, +3 damage for these roaches in particular. Let's see, the Brutalist gets... oh, I couldn't see there. Lost the cloaking. I don't know. Anyways, it's a 15% increase of damage, so whatever that is on 60 damage. Or any other particular unit. So it's quite helpful to use the cloaking to your advantage. Now time stop is ready, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait for my teammates' units to get right up here, and we're going to push up at the same time. Right as we push up, I'm going to call down that time stop, and then we're going to deploy Shadow Guard as well. And there'll come my teammates' units, and we'll just blast right through this whole area. Won't even be a problem. There's going to be a lot of fire on the ground, the scorched earth, but we should be able to do good enough and survive this. Okay, let's go back over here. Okay, we still gain shields level 2. I just queued up ground weapons level 3, and we have gotten the disruption web and the permanent cloaking for our Corsairs now. So fleet beacon upgrades are all done. At this point, I should not have chrono boost on the fleet beacon anymore, and I should put it back on the forges, and have upgrades going from there. And I just started getting air upgrades from the Cybernetics core. And at this point, I'm just throwing down photon cannons to soak up the excess minerals. Honestly, I probably should have just made more gateways at this point instead of throwing down these photon cannons. And then with those gateways, I should have made extra Centurions. I believe that's what they're called. Sentinel Centurions. Yeah, I should have made extra Centurions. Okay, now we're pushing up in this bonus objective area. If you want to get the bonus objective in one go, you should have more Corsairs, and you and your teammates should completely surround the bonus objective right before right when it flies. Then you'll be able to target it down. So do as much damage as you can while it's on the ground, and when it picks up, you should be able to kill it still because you got a complete surround on it. But we didn't get it quite that time. That's okay. We're just going to go over to the other side. I used my dark pylon right here, and I recalled all my units that were over here, except for this poor Corsair. That one's going to die because it got left alone. Alright, now I'm using these guys, and we're just going to pretty much just attack command. We'll use the Shadow Fury ability and kill everything here. And then the Archangel is going to fall. And my teammate used Deep Tunnel with the Brutalists as well. So that would have helped us if the Archangel is alive for a little bit longer. Okay, now I'm going to pump out some more. I just queued up a bunch of these Corsairs, and I think that's it for all the upgrades I'm going to get in this playthrough because I saw that we were at the last area. If you're happen to be a little bit better at getting upgrades than I am, I mean, at this point, you'd probably want to have ground armor level 3, shields level 3, and maybe at least another air armor level 1. But yeah, other than that, if you get to this point where you're just about to attack the last area, don't worry about getting the extra upgrades. Just focus on pumping out a bigger army at this point. And then wait till time stop's completely ready. Once this cooldown's finished, then tell your teammate. If he understands what you're saying, that's great. If not, oh well, just save time stop anyway. Push in, do the same thing you did at the last two areas. Call down time stop, and then deploy your Shadow Guard, and then blast straight in. And now we're going to use time stop, and try to get as far up as you can. My teammate's got this huge army, so I'm going to let him kind of take all the stuff at the front here. I'm going to get my Shadow Guard plus my Dark Templar and Corsairs as far as we can to take out all these guys in the back here. All the while, I'm queuing all of these gateways into warp gates, and then I'm going to deploy as many Dark Pylons as I can just to send extra reinforcements up here. Not that it's a problem, because all these Void Thrashers are falling. We only have one left, and this is going to fall without a doubt. And as you can see, here's all the extra Dark Templar coming. And that's it. Now we beat it. Big enemy wave coming for our base, but it doesn't even matter because we already beat the mission. And that was the main goal. Okay, before we get too far, I am going to skip back just a little bit. Okay, so for those of you who don't know this, if you're watching a replay and you go all the way to the end, then you're going to get a glitch where you can't actually exit the mission because you lose this menu bar. I don't know if they fixed it in the most recent patch, but yeah, that's all you have to do is you just have to scroll back a little bit on the timeline here, and then you can get your menu bar back and you can quit the replay. All right, that's all I have for you in this mission, or in this video, everyone. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more walkthrough videos like this. If you want to see more weekly mutations, let me know in the comments. I know I haven't been doing them as much as I used to. I used to do them every single week, but now I just kind of do it whenever I feel like it. But if you guys really, really, really want to see them more often, just let me know, and I'll try to get them done. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you liked the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.